It's time for Damian Chazelle movie rank. Damian Chazelle is my favorite director of all time, and he's came out with some of my favorite movies of the decade. So Damian, I believe, has released 5 films, but I've only seen 4 of them because one of his feature films, his first one, is very unknown, kind of, and I couldn't find it on any streaming platforms. So at number 4, I have First Man. Now, First Man follows the story of Neil Armstrong, the first astronaut to go to the moon. It sounds pretty exciting, right? I didn't love it. I found it pretty boring throughout. I think that there could have been a lot more action, a lot more dramatic scenes. I felt like Ryan Gosling in his performance was pretty dull. I don't know if it was his fault necessarily, or if that was the way the script was read. And Damien Chazelle did not write this script, as far as I know. So I feel like I'm going to give him a pass for this film. Did not really enjoy it, but some people love this movie, so teach their own. The top 3 movies on my list, I loved all these movies. At number 3, I have La La Land. La La Land won the Oscar in 2017. Wait. Oh, it didn't win. Moonlight won. If you don't remember, the Oscar award had a big controversy where they announced the wrong winner. Anyways, not to get sidetracked, but basically La La Land follows the story of Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling. One is a up-and-coming jazz musician. The other is a person who moved out to LA and wants to pursue her acting career. I love this movie. The soundtrack is beautiful. It tells a love story between these 2 characters while they have different passions. The way that they want to become well-known and want to really put themselves out there, I think they align very strongly in that regard. Love this movie. Just, there's better ones on the list. Folks. I have Babylon at number 2. Babylon is Damien Chazelle's huge movie from 2022. It follows 4 lead characters who are some stars, you might say, in old Hollywood from the transition in the late 20s of audio-less movies to movies that have audio. I love this movie for the fast pace that it has, even though it's over 3 hours. It's exciting throughout. I love the acting. I thought the script, while it was all over the place, this movie, I think it just made such great sense what was going on, just showing how corrupt and how awful Hollywood can be. But it also shows that the movies that come out of this pretty awful place at times are pretty magical. And it just kind of shows this contrast, which I love that Damien Chazelle does in his movies, the good and bad in the situation. And I just love Babylon. In a movie that does this like no other movie I've ever seen is, of course, at number 1, Whiplash. How much effort should you give to be great? How far should you be pushed? It follows an up-and-coming drummer named Andrew Naiman, who's a freshman at a very prestigious college in New York City, and he studies music. He meets the conductor there, Terrence Fletcher, and he soon realizes that Fletcher is a pretty awful human being. He physically and emotionally abuses his students, and you see throughout, how far should I really push myself? Obviously, I think Fletcher went too far, but some people are willing to do anything to become the best, and you definitely see it throughout this movie. It's pretty wild. I think it's a thriller, in my opinion, and it has one of the best finishing scenes to a movie I've ever seen the last 15 minutes. Now, let me know what you think Damien Chazelle's best film is in the comments below.